Howdy everyone, Nimby here. Just on my way home from a jury of duty. I did not get selected. I've already done a little clip on that. But this is a beautiful park area here. I'd like to actually come up here before the snow comes and try and get up to the waterfall, Peterson Creek. Bridesvale, I believe it's called, is the actual name of the waterfall. But Peterson Creek is the name of the creek. And Peterson was the family that homesteaded the land up above this area behind me. They also had quite a bit of land lots following this creek down towards the river into the main area of the city. Notably, areas that are now actually cemeteries, which I will get into on a later video. Oh, there's a Pokemoner. Yellow. So I'm not really in a hurry to get home. I think I might grab some food on the way because I'm quite hungry and wasn't really able to eat while I was in there. Not sure if you can see it, but there's the creek down there. It's not very big, but it does spill its banks when floodwaters come every year. So just kind of looping back around. The courthouse is in front of me on my left here. And we're just going to head back through the city, back home. Didn't pre-arrange anything to talk about, so basically just going to ramble. Don't really have a whole lot to bring up right now. Just my brain is a little bit on the fuzzy side from a head cold. Sorry about the sniffling. I'd much rather have a head cold than a flu though, geez. Like, if there's anything, I don't like the upset stomach, pukey kind of, I have no use for that. I can deal with a head cold. Just kind of slows your day down a bit, but man, stomach flus are friggin' horrible. I have to wait for the light here. So anyway, right after I stopped filming, when I got to my bike, I had a gentleman come up to me, and he was quite friendly. He had a 1970 CT90 that he rode as a kid, or a younger adult, I imagine. And he said when he got his motorbike license on it, and all he had to do was do a figure eight around some cones at the courthouse that I was just at there back in the 70s, and he said it was 72 that he got his license, and it was a 1970 CT90 that he was driving. And that was the year where they had a double sprocket in the back, so they had an extra oversized sprocket that you could put an extra I want to say 6-8 inches of chain to extend the length of the chain, which would wrap around the larger sprocket and give you exceedingly low gearing. A bit of a pain in the butt to change out, but you get the gearing all the same. But it's cool. I mean, I really can't count the amount of people that I've run into that will just come up to me and, hey, I've had one of those, and my uncle had one of those, and I used to ride my grandpa's. Yellow light. There you go. All the power of a CT90. Anyway. Yeah, I just lost track of how many people will comment on this bike driving it around. I am sure if I was driving anything else, I wouldn't get anywhere close to the same kind of comments. Please don't run into me. Thank you. Yeah, I just thought I'd take a detour through the mall parking lot here to get down across to the bridge connection to the park. I just kind of want to pop down there quickly and see how high the river water is, because it was fairly high for this time of year last time I was down there. So I'm just curious if it's gone down with this semi-cool rainy weather we've had, or if it's gone up because of the rain. The river can be a little bit odd that way. I'm a river valley boy though. Pretty much grown up most of my life down by the river. Spent a lot of time hiking it and fishing it and goofing off and doing things I probably shouldn't be doing by it. Like rope swings and jumping on icebergs and things like that. But if you didn't have a misspent youth, you didn't really have a youth. This is a crazy bridge up here. They spent a lot of money on it it's just a walking bridge, it's all steps. Just to get over the train. Anyway, and yeah, I think it was supposed to be like an icon thing, and I really think it's just eating up a lot of tax money, because most people, even if the train's there, they generally don't use the bridge. They just go under or wait for the train. It is handy though, because that is a train station there, and the trains can slow down to a crawl, so there are times when it becomes handy to do so. But the problem is that, let's see, I'll park over here. Yeah, let's park in Dick's family spot. Apparently it's reserved for Dick's. We're just going to use this for a sec. I'm just going to pop down and check the river out. So these are the markers for how high the river got. I was actually down here at 1999, obviously, when it was that high. These are the 2 other years. There's actually holes in here that you can look through to see the levels of where the lake was. There's Kamloops Lake 9,000 years ago, Dead Man Lake, Lake Thompson, and those are the different levels on the hillsides before this whole valley was flooded at one point with water. That's why it is such good fertile ground for growing things on. So it's basically just a big river delta. Well, the river is actually down a little bit from last time. When I was here last, it's probably up where the wet beach kind of ends right there. Beauty day though, beauty day. Gotta enjoy this while we still have it. And the train bridge. That thing's rather cool. It rotates so we can get bigger boats through. We don't get as much big boat traffic as we used to. Okay, back to Fluffbut. But yeah, 1999, the river was legitimately up that high in this whole area here. Almost the whole park was underwater. I seem to remember it being a little bit higher than what they actually have marked on the stone there, but memories can be deceiving.
Nice bike. What year?
Thanks, man. Yeah?
Yeah.
What years?
Mine's well, it's a Honda. I think it's 55.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what year because it came with no paperwork.
Oh, you got the smaller one then with the bigger tires? Like the fatter tires?
The back sprocket is like this.
Oh, okay, that'd be a 79 or a 70 then. Or 69 or 70. Yeah. Yeah, this one's a 79. I've completely rebuilt it. Every bolt on it. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I got 2, and I'm gonna, when I get my money, I'm gonna restore it all.
Well, they're great because they're small CC, so they're really cheap to run around.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gas tank, it'll run forever.
No, yeah, I drove it all the way up to Mount Robson on 17 bucks there and back. Yeah. Yeah, I went all the way out the long way, like West Side Road out to Barrier, and then took Barrier Road, East Barrier Lake, North Barrier Lake, up through Avola. Yeah, it's beauty. It's perfect for that kind of thing.
Just don't get hit on it, man.
No. Yeah. No, I got some big beefy bars in the front. That's it.
I gotta check this out.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh yeah, the same one as mine. Nice, right? chrome here, man.
Yeah, I cleaned her up. I decided not to paint the original paint. I just painted all the black stuff like the headlight bucket and all the shifters and everything.
Well, it won't take too much to...
No, it needs to be buffed out. I buff it a couple times a year, but it's my daily driver. It goes everywhere with me.
Yeah, this thing is just the charm, man.
Yeah, no, I'm going to tear it down this winter and redo the tranny on it.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's beauty. Took me 3 years to, yeah, I did that too. Took me 3 years to find one that I was in decent shape because a lot of people just kind of kept driving them. Because as long as you got oil in them, they keep going.
Yep.
Yep.
Same as the car, right?
Yep.
What is this for, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I just keep extra tools and stuff in there so it's waterproof. So.
Heart or liver or something.
No, no. No, it's just, because I do, you know, I take it up in the hills and it does flip sometimes, so, yeah.
Well, nice meeting you.
You too,
My name's
Nathan.
Gord. Yeah.
Good to meet you, Gord.
Nice to meet you, Nathan.
Well, I'll see you around town.
Yep. Hey, I might just pull up beside you one of these.
There you go. Yeah, I'm on the lookout for a new exhaust, but
What is this?
it was an accessory as an extra auxiliary gas tank. So it just pops off so you can put about 2.5 liters in it.
Oh, for emergency?
Yeah, I just pour it in the main tank when I start getting low.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, not all the bikes had that. You can pick them up aftermarket for about $250. They go for a little bit more than they probably should.
I seen one at the carving show. I come from Merritt.
Okay, yeah.
And then,
Yeah, there's a few out in Merritt.
She's got a green one, just like this.
Okay.
And she's got her, I forget what it's called, the house for sale and all that. She's like a person who sells the houses.
Okay,
Like
a realtor.
immaculate, eh? And
Yeah.
it's green though.
Oh, is it like a bright green, like a lime green?
It's kind of like a lime green.
Yeah, I bet that's my friend's old one because he completely restored it and sold it not too long ago.
What is
And it was a bright green.
I've never seen it.
They have those after 70, so you can pull this up. I got it disabled right now, but if you pull this up, I just over tighten the nut down here so it doesn't get loose. But if you keep the nut the right tension, you can pull this up and then turn the handlebars around. So when you're on the back of an RV, yeah, so you can rotate the handlebars. And it's also kind of a good theft thing because most people don't have a clue how to straighten the handlebars once you twist them.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, what the?
Hit a curb or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine doesn't have this all fancy.
Yeah, that's an extra. That's off the 110s, but I wanted it on there just so I don't bust things when I take it up in the bush. Yeah, it's nothing hugely special, but it helps. I mean, that's all you really need when you run into a stump or something.
Anything is
Better than nothing, yeah.
This here. This is what you need right there.
Yeah.
Do you have the key for that? Mine does. Both of mine don't have the key.
Well, this one was broken, so I just jerry-rigged it so it works with like the key like this.
Oh, I see. Keep that to yourself.
Yeah, no one else is gonna know.
Chrome washer right there.
Yeah, I lost that. Those ones vibrate out. I mean, I Loctited them now, but I missed the washer.
Chrome washer and 2 chrome washers.
I've lost these like I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times now. They seem to like to pop out.
Yeah, from the vibration.
Yeah. I got them in there with some Loctite now, so they're not going to go, but I do need to get a new set. But I'll wait until after springtime. I'll start prettying her up. I make her nice and shiny in the spring, but...
Tire, too.
Yeah.
Smells like gasoline, though. Could be anything.
Yeah.
But anyways, have a good trip.
You too, eh? Enjoy yourself. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Be safe.
Always am. Yeah, so there you go. As I said, every time I stop this bike, there's someone that will come by and have a tale about it. And it's smiles and people like that that honestly make riding these bikes that much more amazing. I mean, if I was on some old Suzuki knockoff, or not that there's anything wrong with Suzukis or Yamahas or anything, but you know, one of the more common bikes that people just really have an affection with these, because a lot of times it was their first bikes. And you can tell from the guy's voice that he's just like genuinely excited about the bike. And it's not just like, oh, that's cool looking, but there's like a genuine enjoyment that people have with these things. Really part of their childhood or growing up or fun, better times, you know. But it's interesting because I get a lot of those comments, but I don't see a lot of these bikes around there. You know, they're kind of hard to find, and they're solid little bikes, but I think a lot of them ended up getting parked behind a shed and just sat there or are still sitting there.